Hello and welcome to HMG's Global Leadership Institute Recognition Program. I'm Hunter Muller. Today's spotlight is with Jeff McKibben. He's the CIO of Ultra Clean Technology. Jeff, congratulations to be a 2023 HMG Global Leadership Recognition Institute recipient.
Well, thanks a lot, Hunter. I'm delighted to be here. Thanks for the opportunity.
Hey, tell us a little bit about Ultra Clean. What drew you to Ultra Clean? What's the mission, the vision, and why were you so excited to join?
Well, so Ultra Clean is a manufacturer of wafer fab equipment. What that means is we make the stuff that makes the chips. So we're a component supplier to large wafer fab equipment manufacturers like Applied Materials, Lam Research, and what is so exciting about this is kind of a couple-fold. One, semiconductors as an industry is just taking off like crazy. The content of chips in everything from your toothbrush to your car to your satellite is just going up and up. The second thing, though, is that Ultra Clean has been riding that wave, but really leading it, exceeding the growth rates in the industry at large. Because they are providing a holistic solution to their customers, our customers, I should say. And the more and more we do that, we're very focused on a breadth of solution and value to the customer. So that has really paid off for the company in its rapid growth. So that's what's exciting about the industry and the company itself. The role is the first ever CIO at Ultra Clean. Since they've been growing crazy, approximately 50% growth over the last 3 years in terms of revenue. They're standing up as a grown-up company now, and they're looking to slot in a number of leadership roles that are going to help the company get to the next level. So to me, it was not exactly greenfield, but an opportunity to step in and take an organization, an IT team, to that next level, more professionalism, scaling up, delivering more sophisticated solutions, and with a real focus on enabling business value. Another aspect of the role that was great was that it reports directly to the CEO. So I've got a seat at the table with the other C-suite players, and have really gone into a culture of collaboration, collegiality that's helped me feel welcome, but also helped me feel like I can make a difference.
Hey, congratulations. Wow. I love to hear success stories when it fits so well with the line of business, the C-suite, and the board. You know, when you think about it, here at HMG Strategy, we're studying visionary leadership, and you really are in a company that's helping change the world as we live in right today, digitally and through the chips and the work you all do. When you think about your leadership style in the C-suite and your CEO, what do you think about? Why does it simply work?
Well, I think cultural fit's real important when you go in, and from my first kind of interviews with UCT and the leadership team, the culture was familiar, it was friendly, it was open, and that was very attractive. And it's proven out having come on board. For me, I call myself a consensus leader. In terms of decision making, I don't want to be command and control. I don't have all the answers. My approach is to hire smart people, bring the team together with a clear focus, and then my role is to remove barriers for my staff so that they can go out and achieve those objectives. I have every confidence that that's what they want to do. And so the culture at UCT has a lot in common with that outlook, and it's helped me be successful my first couple of years here, and on a good trajectory as we move forward.
Your first year in any role is very challenging, right? How did you build a contextual rich relationship with the other executives on the leadership team?
Well, you gotta reach out. You gotta lean in. Building those relationships. Of course, you have your periodic one-on-ones, but I think it's most important as a CIO to look at the needs of each of my peers. Whether it's a product division, whether it's the chief of operations, whether it's finance. What's driving them, and what do they need, and where can IT help? And so leaning in, taking advantage of those opportunities, whether it's, hey, I'm not getting the information I need, leaning in with a data and analytics solution. Hey, this ERP deployment's going too slow. How can we lean in and make it effective? You don't build trust just by words. It has to be actions, and you have to follow through on the actions that are going to matter to your peers. And that trust is the foundation of any, productive relationship. And so that's a starting point.
Awesome answer, Jeff. When you think about it, leaning in and getting over your skis, being a little uncomfortable, talking to one global CIO years ago, said, Hunter, if I'm not over my skis, now if I'm not a little uncomfortable, I'm not really pushing it. Any thoughts on that idea?
Yeah, I would say that that's true. Sometimes that discomfort is, I may be going a direction that I think is right, but I may not have the buy-in from the rest of the C-suite. And so, it's a balancing act there. You got to bring folks along sometime. And you can't do that until you get out over your skis and start demonstrating some accomplishments, some low-hanging fruit, is the cliche people like to use. But if you aren't a pioneer in that regard, you're not contributing all you can as an IT leader.
Great stuff. When you think about career advice and pivotal moments in your career, Jeff, do you have any career advice for our viewers here today?
If I look back, and if there was anything I would do differently, it's don't get comfortable and don't get complacent. I've had a long run at 2 different companies each prior to joining UCT, and those companies gave me opportunities to advance, et cetera. But what I wasn't doing was looking at my own career and just kind of a little bit more passive. I was being more passive in terms of accepting what the company had, rather than looking at what did I need to grow as a leader? What opportunities might I find outside? And, talk about getting over your skis. That's another, kind of getting out of your comfort zone. So, every year, every couple of years, sit back and reflect, take some time off, do something fun with the family, but think about where do you want to be, and where could you be if you are more proactive and less passive.
Excellent. Great stuff. When you think about visionary leadership and setting some stretch goals for yourself at UTC, what does success look like for you now? What's it going to look like in the next 1, 2, or 3 years?
Well, coming into my current role, my goal is to build up the organization and make it world class, frankly. So that's a vision. That's a stretch goal. I'm hoping to do that within, a 3 to 5 year time frame. And then, we've got to take stock and see. But it isn't just about, success isn't just about what you're doing in your job. It's about what's the right environment for you, both from a work perspective. The pandemic has taught us how important home life is, and do you feel like you're contributing and making a difference? And it isn't just about the size of your paycheck. In a lot of cases, it's about the people around you. These folks that I've invested a couple of years with, am I taking them to a better place? Am I putting them in a position to replace me when I move on to the next thing? Or putting them in a position to move to the next level out in another organization. One of the most rewarding things you can have happen is have one of your staff get recruited to join a sister function within your own company. That means that person has been recognized as a valuable employee, someone who brings a perspective, and someone who isn't just a technologist, but focused on the business value, whether it's, in a supply chain function, marketing, whatever. That's great. That's when you know that you are succeeding at building a function that matters, but also an organization that has the people growth that goes even beyond IT.
Couldn't agree with you more, Jeff. It's really about your team and your people, right? You can't be more successful than your team and your people. So you must have an amazing team. What would you say to your team right now on the journey, and where you all are now and where you're going?
Oh gosh, we have a 3-year roadmap that we refresh every year. First ever one was produced last year. We have annual goals that are focused on that strategic roadmap. And the thing that I constantly need to be, each of my staff members is different, right? Some of them I need to keep reminding, let's keep our eye on that 3-year roadmap. Let's not get bogged down in what's happening today. think of these things as short-term setbacks that we will get past, and we'll get to that future. Others who are all clued into the 3-year roadmap, but maybe at the exclusion of taking care of the near-term things. It's a balanced conversation around that. So, if I think about where we're going, it's again world class, and there's different aspects to that in an IT organization, and part of my job is to coach my team into how we can achieve that together.
World-class team and world-class partnerships. You must have some amazing partnerships, vendors you're working with that you truly rely on. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, yeah, it's true. There's a whole range of relationships you can have with a vendor. Maybe on one extreme is quite transactional. Every time it's a new sales rep, they're pushing you for the latest shiny object. And in some cases, they're driven by their sales metrics rather than about what you need for the team. I think that sometimes that's down to the individual, but a lot of times it's down to the culture of the company that you're working with. And so the more rewarding vendor relationships you have is where they are people who understand your business, understand where you are in your journey as an organization, and look for ways to partner best that they can. With a big vendor, it's going to be someone who has a broad offering. They're not pushing something on you just because they have it and it gives them a nice quota credit, but rather because it's going to deliver value, and they're in it for the long relationship. If it's a smaller company, maybe it's a niche player. The smart ones know when their product isn't going to fit your need, and they try to build a positive relationship about, at some point you are going to need this, and so it's a longer term situation. Or if they have if they can recognize they've got a kind of a niche capability that's really going to solve the problem for you, they're all in on that, and they'll partner with you to get there.
Yeah. So Jeff, congratulations for being a 2023 HMG Global Leadership Recognition Institute recipient for the MidCap CIO. Congratulations.
Thank you, Hunter. It's an honor. I appreciate the recognition very much. And, I think it's all down to my team, as it usually is. It takes a village. And thanks again.
For more information, please visit hmgstrategy.com and keep up to date by following us on our social media platforms. Thank you.